We've known all along that Mr. Danchenko was innocent. We're happy now that the American public knows that as well.
Igor Danchenko, the Russian analyst and primary source of British spy Christopher Steele's now debunked dossier, found not guilty on all counts for lying to the FBI and special counsel John Durham's investigation.
Fox News contributor Lara Trump joins us now. Laura, good morning to you. Senator Ron Johnson was on Fox News last night. He says that all of this was less about Danchenko and more about the FBI. Listen to this.
These trials were really more about the FBI corruption. I think the reason Michael Sussman and Igor Danchenko were acquitted is because the jury found the FBI was the more corrupt actor in their what they did.
All right, so now that all is said and done, what's your big takeaway from all of this?
Well, I think, you know, for the American people to have gone through what we all went through with the Russia collusion hoax, and we have to point out the fact that it was a hoax. Everyone knows it was a hoax. It was proven to be a hoax. And you still have no one held accountable for what happened to our country. I mean, this tore our country apart. We're talking about tens of millions of taxpayer dollars that went into something that these people all knew was a lie, Carly. Where is the accountability on any of this? It is shocking that this can happen in America, and yet no one is held accountable. And I think, you know, you've seen the shaky ground that you have our Justice Department in with the American people right now. And yet here we are, this guy found not guilty. He said he lied. I mean, we all know he lied. I think that was proven at a certain point in this trial, and yet found not guilty. I think it's very upsetting, and I think that when the American people find that one of our fundamental branches of government doesn't feel like it is operating in the right way, it makes people very uncomfortable and very nervous. Perhaps what Ron Johnson said is right in some respect. We know that the FBI has a lot of corruption that has occurred there, and we need to figure out exactly what happened with that entity. But the fact that this guy wasn't found guilty, I think people find shocking. People want accountability, and we should have it in America.
That's what you get in a Delmarva jury that close to the swamp in D.C. Meantime, Lara, Joe Biden doubling down on Democrats' abortion focus yesterday, vowing to protect abortion rights, despite Democrat worries that they are losing independent women. Listen to the president.
The final say does not rest in the court now. It does not rest with extremist Republicans in Congress. With your support, I'll sign a law codifying Roe in January.
I mean, Lara, what are Joe Biden and the Democrats thinking this close to November 8th, not focusing on giving answers to the problems they caused on inflation and the economy, yet focusing on this, which only 5% rank as their top issue?
Yeah, well, Todd, that's a problem. They have utterly destroyed everything else. What else are they going to talk about? They're not going to talk about the economy because they led us down this path and the hole that we're in right now in America. They're not going to talk about crime because it's their defund the police policies that has allowed crime to just reign and run rampant all across America right now. They're not going to talk about the border because everybody knows that it is not secure. So basically all they're left with is abortion. And we know how the Democrats love to operate. They operate based on emotion. It is never in fact, it is in emotion. And they are trying to appeal to the emotions of Americans when talking about abortion. They're happy to continue to lie, of course, about the Supreme Court decision and suggest that somehow it means that abortion is outlawed in America.